This is a review of Survivor Season 35, Episode 4, I Don't Like Having Snakes Around. Welcome to a review of Survivor 35 here in 2025. Of course, recapping the season to prepare for Season 50. We don't have Survivor on right now. We're almost to 49. Joining me as always, Richie Becerra. Richie, the title of this episode is I Don't Like Having Snakes Around. As an Arizona born and bred, how do you feel about snakes?
Bro, I think it's fun. I don't know if I've ever seen a snake like not at the zoo.
Dude, I was going to ask you, do you have any snake experiences? And
Yeah.
I mean, I walked through the desert going to school in junior high,
hmm
so I saw
Yeah.
one once, but like never in my backyard or anything. There are some people who get
Yeah.
them in their backyards and stuff. Never happened.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think and like at least not to my like memory. It may be when I was younger on like
Yeah.
a hike or something, but
Yeah, it is
yeah.
kind of cool. Arizona is like people just think desert. I feel like snakes is one of the things people
hmm
think of. Scorpions. I've seen more scorpions than snakes. I would say that. But good episode. Really, honestly, really good episode. Nice and full for an episode 4. We're going to recap the whole thing. We're going to rename the episode. We're going to do Survivor press conference and stock up, stock down as always. But let's recap the episode. How do you feel about it? I mean, episode 4, we're not quite merging yet. How did it feel?
My favorite thing is when they start with like a challenge or a tribe swap, and that's what they did here, and I
Yeah.
love that. That's my favorite way to start off any episode in any season. So
Yes.
I don't necessarily
Yeah.
love when
Love
they
that.
go
Yeah.
back to tribal because I don't always think it's necessary. We don't always get a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, they'll walk in and it'll be like drop your buffs and then you get your buffs and then
hmm
they leave. This episode, yeah, it starts out right out at a reward challenge, which I do think is great. Like if Survivor's this big social experiment, this is a great way to see what happens. Because honestly, in the tribe swaps have been not great in the fact that like they don't mix up very well. I thought this was pretty good across
hmm
the board. There are a few people who are solos on their tribe, but they all act as kind of tiebreakers, as we see later on. So it was a pretty clean split up, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Cole, Jessica, Mike, Lauren, Ben on one tribe, Ryan, Allie, Chrissy, JP, and Rourke. Shout out Rourke. Stock up last week. Alan, Ashley, Desi, Joe, and Devin on blue. Yeah, every tribe has a mix of something. There is a solo on each tribe. It was pretty dang perfect, and they pick them all in front of us. And yeah, I like what you said too. It goes right into a reward challenge,
hmm
which is great too. Let's see what happens. And this reward challenge specifically was cool because it's that braided rope, and then it's like hooking a sled. It's like the braided rope part. I'm like, dude, if you're doing this with strangers, like that seems like such a frustrating thing to do, even with friends. But to like be at a stranger and you
No,
all have to step, move, no, I got like, oh,
not even just strangers too, but people who an hour ago were your enemy.
mm-hmm. Yeah,
Wild.
100%. Yeah, really good and a great reward on the line too. I love PB and J and future PB
hmm
and J.
Oh
I
yeah.
think that's something you want to fight for, and you got this
hmm
new tribe. You want to go out with a win. Love the stakes here. But yeah, the braided rope was a great piece. I love that they're smashing their fingers on the slide puzzle at the end or the sort of slat puzzle. And then Allen again having another moment, kind of not looking athletic,
Yeah.
being an NFL player, and I think that's just always it's a great mix, and it was somewhat close at the end, but the red tribe ends up winning. Pretty big deal, and the reward continues to get better because back at camp they're having their PB and J's, they're getting to know each other, and we see Jessica picks the correct bag of chips, which yeah I don't know how they were dispersed. But Jessica reveals that there's an advantage in her bag, and she said she was staring at it for too long. I think I could totally see myself doing that too, or
For
just
sure.
like fighting to keep it cool. Like I don't think it would be as smooth as I'd like it to be.
hmm
Like I think I would probably take the chips and like put them behind me or do something really uncomfortable. That's got to be a hard moment,
We'll
because
save
it's
these for
like,
later.
dude. Exactly. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I gotta just focus on. Yeah. You gotta say something. You gotta do something. And yeah, pretty cool. It's a block a vote. and they'll read it right before the vote happens, and they won't know what it is. We saw how it plays out, but what do you make of this advantage? Is this a good one? Should they bring this
Yeah,
back? Is this a little too strong? Well, yeah, what do you think?
I like that one honestly, and I kind of like that it was only good for that one too. I do like when sometimes I don't like it if it's every week, but I like every now and then if they have an advantage it's only good for 1 week.
Yeah.
It makes it so there is some twist in the game, but it doesn't make you too powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. And it's like this is the second one of the season where it's like send it to someone else more than likely if you don't go to tribal. I like that. I do wonder what it would happen both situations if those advantages made it like themselves. They didn't have to give it away. But yeah, Jessica, gets this big piece of information and advantage, and immediately she tells Cole and Mike, which the Mike part I thought was crazy. Cole makes sense. They're
Yeah.
lovey-dovey. They're a duo. I was shocked to see Mike there, but it turns out Cole is the one you had to be worried about, because Cole immediately turns around, uses it, thinks it's a good idea to go tell Ben and go tell Lauren. What'd you make of this? Felt like textbook bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, I really just didn't understand what he was getting at with that.
Yeah. Because
Like,
then everyone
oh,
knows. The entire tribe
everyone.
knows.
There's no, and I mean, maybe do that after you guys win, but don't do it
Yeah,
before.
true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. He had time to yeah, you could bring this up later, but instead it was like you're
Especially when you
bored.
have the numbers too. Like they have, it's not
Yeah.
like you need to earn their trust or anything.
Yeah. They seem like a core three. And if all the three of them, Cole, Mike, and Jessica, all know about this advantage, yeah, seemingly them three are tight. And yeah, like Lauren is just doesn't take no crap from no one, which I love. And she's just like, well, I'm going to use this advantage. Like, I'm going to twist this because I see that that Cole and Jessica are, this unit. I'm going to stir this up if it's true.
Smart.
And if it's not, then it's great. It's a great move there. And you got to be worried about that whenever you spill the beans, which is crazy. Another cool moment, we see the payoff of episode 1, Chrissy and Ryan. Really cool moment walking through the forest. You could tell it's a cool moment by the music of the scene, and it's very uplifting. It's very like, oh man, like something amazing is blossoming here. Ryan reveals to Chrissy that he gave her the advantage, and this felt like, the start of something new. You know what I mean? Shout out High School Musical. Cool moment there. Not much else to say.
Yeah.
But a good moment. Then we get over to the other tribe. Which tribe is this? Oh, the Blue Tribe. Yes, the Blue Tribe, where Deven is the solo one. It's revealed he's kind of in the middle here, in between two heroes, two healers, and Joe just plays hard, and he hasn't had to go to tribal yet. But this is when he immediately tells Deven that Devin's name's on the chopping block by the other crew, and he's trying to sway him, get that vote. Good move, bad move, just
I don't
clearly
hate
aggressive.
the move. I don't. Yeah, I just don't know if I love the way that he went about it. Because I think that is tough if you're the person in the middle. Like, who do you believe? You don't know who to
Yeah,
trust because you have nobody. But at the same
yeah,
time, like in his brain, it's got to be clicking. Like, why would they come after me when they need
right,
me on their side to get somebody from red out?
yeah.
So
And it's also another one of those
or
like
yellow.
pre-tribal. You're not even going to tribal yet, too, and you're having these
Yeah.
conversations. Kind of interesting. And then right after this, we pop back over to the red tribe, where this is when like Cole gets into trouble. Lauren and Ben and Mike are all sitting around, and Lauren brings up this advantage, and Mike plays a pretty good actor in this moment where he's like, oh wow, I did not know there was an advantage. But it's funny, us audience members knowing it, you could tell that he's
Yeah.
like stressed. But it seems like he plays it off well.
Yeah.
Funny moment there. But then he goes out and he's like, are you guys screwing me? Because they know a lot of stuff. And basically is like, look, they both know about the advantage found in a bag of chips. And Cole, like, you could tell, he looks like a little kid in this moment, because he's like, I'm going to lie first, and I'm going to be like, what? And then, like, because he does end up saying, oh, I might have told Ben, which I was like, oh, no, he told both of them. He didn't just tell Ben, and Ben
And what
told
do you mean
Lauren.
might have?
Yeah, you might have.
That's
And,
something you
like,
just might have said.
It was, and he was just saying it like a little kid who's in trouble and like finally owns up to it. Because really, there was no way out of that. It's like, unless he just goes like, oh, Mike's the liar. Then he's got double. We watch VeggieTales. That fib just gets bigger and bigger. You got to own up to it. And kind of a funny big moment here. I mean, Jessica does end up in tears there too, which it could be the fatigue or whatever. But that's a big trust broken. Like they'll probably still stick together is my guess. I haven't seen the season, but yeah, kind of a really interesting tense moment there. Hand caught in the cookie jar. Then we get to the immunity challenge and very heavy lifting immunity challenge here. Lifting that giant crate up high under a net with another kind of unique puzzle here. Gosh, this is a challenge that, dude, if you had peanut butter and jelly, you got to be feeling pretty good going into this challenge because it's just so much exertion. Like, I don't know that I love these ones as much as I love the water or whatever, but like to have to lift that thing up and then go through the dirt, crushing people's hands and whatnot. Two teams getting immunity. Red wins first. We do see that the blue tribe, yellow gets second and blue tribe gets last, and they get sent home to tribal. This is when Jessica reveals how she's going to play her advantage. She says she is going to try to help the healers here. So we know that advantage is going to end up somewhere. Don't know quite where yet. And no one from their tribe knows it's coming too. So pretty interesting going into Scrambling where Deven kind of reveals he's on side with Ashley. With Ashley and Alan. Yeah. Because of what Joe said, he felt like this is when the snake line comes up because he's like, I had a weird feeling about this before. But then Joe, again, just knows how to play aggressive. And I think he really is like uncomfortable to watch, but also the type of player you want out there that's like, it's fun to watch. I don't know that a player like him could ever win unless they could continue to stack. But yeah, he decides to put the target on himself. And knowing he has the idol, I honestly don't know why people don't do this more when they have the idol. Like, especially in these kind of tight spaces, like be the annoying one, be the one that they're clearly going to send home and then pull out the idol. Do you think that could still be effective now, or are people too strategic?
I think so, yeah. I think for sure it could be. And I guess it just depends where numbers lie and everything, but definitely a strategy that I think people should have more in the back of their heads trying to use.
Yeah. Then this is also a really pretty intense part of Scrambling. It gets really intense when Joe says, so is this the part where we act like everything is cool? And we've seen this happen too, where they're all sitting around going like, all right, so what's going to happen here? And it's not as sneaky and devious.
Yeah.
And then it blows up and it feels like some intense reality TV. Like at one point he's like, tell your girl to do your math. And like he calls out who Joe wants to send Ashley home. And I don't know, just laying it all out there. And Alan, clearly, also an aggressive guy. It was perfect that these two ended up on the same tribe. Made for great TV. What did you make of this moment? I mean, is this a good play, bad play? If you're Desi, I'd be stressed too.
Oh, I think I'd be a little pissed if I was her for sure, because they could always flip it. And I mean, sometimes maybe if they think Joe's playing so strong, it's because he knows he's going to be safe because he has something. So then maybe they could flip their votes to her. Yeah. I don't know if I would like how aggressive he was playing if I was her, but as the viewer, it's great TV. You love these moments in Survivor.
100%. And Joe does reveal to Desi that he does have an idol, and she's like, well, play it for me. You kind of blew up my spot. And he's like, I'm going to read the room. I'm going to figure it out. And then we get to Tribal Council, and it's more of a continuation of that conversation. It was like, clearly Joe wants something one way, and that's out there. And like no one's necessarily getting blindsided today because also, Deven gets his advantage too, but says you can't read it or whatnot. I do think it's tough too to get that advantage right before Tribal, because if they gave it to him right when he got back from camp and he's sitting around all day going, guys, I have this advantage, but I don't know what it is. Like, how would that change things too? For sure. But by giving it to him right before, it's like, oh, he's kind of got some cards that only he knows about. And it's not necessarily his fault too, because it's like, oh, this just happened. But yeah, they're all talking about it. It's clear that Joe is going to vote for Ashley. And yeah, after right at the end of tribal, right before they go to vote, Deven says, "Hey Jeff, I have something." And he starts to read it. And as he read it, I realized that I'm probably against this advantage simply because he says, like, this is being used against you. And then he looks up and I think he says it on his own. I don't think it was on the paper, but he's like, this is not an advantage.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think the what it said needed to, like, change. It's because it's not an advantage. It's an
Yeah.
advantage for someone else. But
Hmm.
once it was his, is it still an advantage? I don't know.
Yeah.
But gosh, you really see it in the moment there. They get the moment they were looking for where he's just crushed. And
Hmm.
they didn't show Joe's face there, too. I wondered if he got excited or whatnot, but we didn't really see that. We get to the votes, where the voting happens. And right before we get back, Joe gets up, plays his idol, turns around and looks at a few things, and then decides to play it on himself. That ended up being the right call.
Hmm.
And Alan Ball goes home. Crazy idol play for episode
Yeah.
4. Anything you make of this play, and any words for
Oh,
Alan?
great play. I mean, great job by him. Like, he even says that I was reading your eyes, baby girl.
Yes, he does say that. Yeah, that was wild. No, yeah, it was a nuts play, and like there
Hmm.
were so many elements there that like didn't know where it was going to go. I looked up Alan a little more. I know we talked about him last episode or earlier, but dude, he was a crazy high school athlete. All right, Michigan. He even said, "Hey, Detroit, stand up," or I think that's what Joe said to him. I read today that he had six interceptions in the postseason and helped his
Oh,
team win state in Michigan. So six
dang.
picks in
Yeah.
one stretch there. He played for Illinois in his freshman year. He got 11 tackles against Iowa. That's pretty solid. So a lot to say about Allen. Wasn't a great Survivor player. I think he would have been interesting to see him keep playing because he only would have gotten crazier, I think. But yeah, crazy to see him go there. I'm surprised
Hmm.
that they didn't go with Ashley. Ended up going with Allen, not with Ashley. So that's kind of weird. Let's go to Survivor press conference. If you had a question for Jeff or a castaway, what would it be, Richie? What do you got?
My question is for Jessica, and I just kind of want to know if she talked to Ben or anyone else about who to block. Because that was
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only reason I could see her blocking Devin is that if she talks to Ben and knows that, say they go to a 2-2 tie, he knows that Ashley would flip on Allen for sure.
Whoa, yeah. That's good.
So I wonder if that's what happened or if she kind of just picked somebody random. Because otherwise, I don't
Yeah.
think it makes much sense to pick him.
Yeah, because he's the swing vote there, and
Hmm.
like, yeah, if
You
you
block someone
you'd
for
heard,
blue, and he's gonna go with yellow.
yeah, that's an
So,
interesting call. Yeah, if it would have went to anyone else, I wonder if it would have
hmm.
changed, or ultimately Joe's idol play took it. Um, my question is for Jeff, and yeah, actually, my question is just for Jeff. Is like, how long are people allowed to stand up there and read people? Because like for me, if I'm doing what just did, I would do that much longer, and I would like turn around and
Really
I'd
look.
watch people. Yeah, I'd really go like I'm getting up, and like I'm not gonna confidently walk over. I'm gonna turn around and see who's covering their face and who just lost color in their face and all
Hmm.
those things. Like, because he said I read your eyes, and it's like, well, I don't know what actually gave it away that was like, oh, you're putting it on me. But also to Jeff is how long would you let someone do that dance? Because he hands it, looks, and then gives his answer. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if is any ruling there, but I just thought that was an interesting move.
Hmm.
All right, let's move to stock up, stock down. Who do you got?
I wouldn't stock up with Mike. I think
Okay,
he's now in a good spot on the tribe. He's
true.
in the majority.
Yeah,
They told him about the advantage, which they didn't have to do. So I think his stock's going up a little bit.
yeah. I'm going with Ryan. I think Ryan got a really good draw in terms of tribe swap
Yeah,
because he is on a tribe with a hero and automatically he's the only person that's aligned with someone that is not
for
an
sure.
original tribe member, and I think that's really powerful as things switch up and whatnot. If you need that extra swing vote, so I do like Ryan there. It's good for Chrissy as well, but it was Ryan's move, so I got to give it to him. Who's your stock down?
Stock down, I have Joe. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he made a big move, but
yeah,
I mean, you got to think he's probably next in line on that tribe if they lose.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if like Desi, it doesn't seem like Desi wants to be around him a whole lot. It kind of was
Yeah.
just a survive tribal situation. And
To
he's not playing a winning game at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. He is coming out and playing hot. We've seen a lot of people who come out and play too hot, too fast, too hard. I like that pick. I'm actually going with Ashley. I mean, I don't know. I think was she was in a tough spot here, and to lose a fellow hero, it seemed like her and Alan had mended something when they first got there. Yeah, I went with Ashley. And Joe just has such a target, and Joe is going to try to plant things on her. I don't know if it'll stick or not. That's just the read of things. But that's what I'm going with. Let's rename the episode. The title was I Don't Like Having Snakes Around. That's 6 words. I'm usually worried about the word count because I try to see a picture, but that's a lot.
Yeah.
What do you have to rename this episode?
I went with something you said earlier. That is not an advantage.
That is not. I also wrote that down. I wrote down a couple other ones, but that's a great one. That is not an advantage. The way he said that too was really good, really satisfying, and I agree that it wasn't. I'm gonna go with crap, and it's when Cole gets found out, and he has that feeling of crap. I'm not sure how that one decision's going to follow him, but I just thought that was a kind of a funny, real human moment. He was just like, dang it, I spilled the beans and I really shouldn't have. I thought that was so smooth and so clever, and it wasn't. So I like that. All right, that's episode 4. Richie, before you go, quick Richie rates. Richie rates? Is that what we're calling it? What are you branding it?
Richie Ranks, something like that.
Richie Ranks. So yeah, you've said Richie Ranks. That's what it is. Before we go, Richie, a little bit of Richie Ranks. Talk to me about the Fantastic Four. I'm seeing it tomorrow, so no spoilers. But tell the people what you thought of Fantastic Four. Is it the First Steps? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. I think I gave it a 4.4 out of 5.
All right. It's a must see. It's probably one of the better new Marvel movies.
I really enjoyed it. Very different.
Yeah.
I like that because it is in a different universe, which isn't a spoiler because people know that already. I think it makes for a fun movie because it's not like something that we've seen in the past.
All right. I like that. Is it one you're excited to rewatch? I feel like I know if you love a movie because you'll rewatch it pretty quickly.
I probably will rewatch it. Not in theaters, not that good, but I'll definitely rewatch it when it comes out on Disney Plus for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited. Did you watch Happy Gilmore too?
I have not.
Are you going to?
Meh. We'll see.
I watched Happy Gilmore too. My review rank of that is just that it was fun. That's all it can be, and it was stupid and it was bad, but I had fun. So it's a fun watch. Can't expect it to be amazing or make a ton of sense. It was cool to see all the golfers in there, all the cameos. And they kind of take a bit of a shot at Live Golf. They take a pretty decent shot at like Live Golf, but all the Live Golf guys are there, so it's like it's also kind of funny. Worth the watch if you're a fan of the first one, if you like golf. And yeah, so that's it. We're gonna be back next time for episode 5. Survivor 35 rolls on. Thanks so much, Richie.
Thank you.